Well, it's been a fantastic afternoon for the Reds down here in London. It finished Tottenham 1, Liverpool 2. Jurgen Klopp's side making it 5 wins out of 5 in the Premier League so far this season, retaining top spot and really sending out a statement, I think, here today that they are genuine title contenders this time around. This was their biggest test to date against a Tottenham side who, let's not forget, has finished above Liverpool in 8 of the last 9 seasons, but Liverpool passed that test with flying colours. I think the scoreline massively flattered Spurs because they were comprehensively outworked and outclassed in pretty much all departments, and but for some pretty sloppy finishing at times and dodgy decision making from the Reds in the final third, it would have been a real hammering, and Liverpool really should have replicated the kind of scoreline that they actually endured themselves down here last October when they were beaten 4-1. That certainly wouldn't have flattered Liverpool on the balance of play today, but the big thing was they did avenge that damaging setback of 11 months ago, and they responded and delivered to Klopp's pre-match talk about showing everyone how far they've come, showcasing the improvements that we've seen, certainly over the second half of last season, and then of course that belief fueled by the transfer business of the summer. There's so much optimism and expectation around the club this summer, and belief that Liverpool could really kick on, and they've certainly backed up those bold words with actions so far. Great to see Gini Wijnaldum finally score his first Premier League away goal. Really clever looping header from him to break the deadlock just before half-time after Vorm had flapped to the corner. The keeper did his best to try and keep out the header from Wijnaldum, but it had crept over the line. And then early in the second half, a really nicely worked move with Robertson's lofted pass releasing Sadio Mane down the left. His low cross sparking panic in the Spurs penalty box, Vertonghen knocking it against his own post, and Roberto Firmino accepting the gift. And Liverpool could and should have had a few more after that. They didn't take their chances, and then Lamela capitalised on a rare lapse in concentration from Liverpool defensively. He was given far too much space at the back post. Lamela pulled one back, and then suddenly hearts were in mouths when Son shaped to shoot well into the depths of stoppage time, but thankfully he ended up on his backside on the turf. There was no threat to Alisson Becker's goal, and it certainly would have been a travesty if Liverpool hadn't secured maximum points here today, because they were vastly superior to Spurs. I think the excitement partly stems from the fact that we know there's still so much more to come. Liverpool still haven't reached anything like the standards we know they can play at in terms of fluency and potency. I think Mo Salah again today was certainly not firing on all cylinders, but that kind of whets your appetite for what we're going to be in for when they do finally click as a unit. And the important thing at the moment is they are finding ways to win. They're resolute. You can see the spirit and the togetherness that Klopp has instilled in them, and they're carving out some very crucial wins and some great scenes. A little while ago with the away end, you think back to last October, and that away end was virtually empty come the final whistle after that defeat. So much doom and gloom around the place. Liverpool 9th at the time in the Premier League, 12 points already adrift of Man City. This time around, they've flown out the blocks, 15 points out of a possible 15, and it means that they'll go into that mouth-watering Champions League clash with PSG at Anfield on Tuesday night on a glorious high.